One, why is it so difficult in our culture to put on the same level and the same priority and the same focus as our physical health and well-being, the same as our mental and emotional health and well-being? Why is that so difficult for us to do that?
Talk about starting with a loaded question, Angel. I think it's for a number of reasons. I gotta say, growing up, the message for me, with the many strong women in my family, then being in college and with, colleagues, and the message was always that, hey, Black women don't have the luxury of being depressed. We don't have the luxury of, of having anxiety. I remember asking my mom as a kid, she was raising 8 kids by herself. And I remember asking her, I said, Mom, how did you do that? And she said, I was too busy doing it to sit around and ask myself how I was going to do it. But other than that, the virtual therapy has really, really increased the number of folks of color who have sought therapy. There is something about, it's kind of like when you decide to join church and you think about how long that walk is up to the front of church. I think it's the same thing with regard to walking into somebody's office. You always picture that couch they show in videos.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. And so I think that a lot of the fear has been taken away when people can actually sit in their living room or in their bedroom and have therapy. I have a lot of my clients, they're in their car at lunch. I had a patient who I walked in and she said, listen, I can't stand CBT. I don't want to have anything to do with that. That's cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yes. Okay.
She said, I don't want to hear anything about a toolbox. And so I immediately started talking to her about acceptance and commitment therapy. And she popped up. And that's sort of an arm of CBT, but it really is focused on reality. And instead of kind of everything is rainbows and buttons, it is, okay, this is your reality. Now, what can we do with it? And she was open to that. So ask people, what treatment modalities they prefer, what their availability is. If you can only have therapy in the evenings or on Saturdays, then it's not going to work for you if somebody only has daytime availability.
And if you to the other group I want to talk to, if you are an HR person or a chief diversity officer at your organization, or you work in that space, and you're thinking, man, this whole mental and emotional health thing, that's a little bit taboo. I don't know if we want to bring that into our workplace and open that up as a topic. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because it's affecting your employees, and you will be seen as an empathetic employer if you address it head on. And so that's when you reach out to AngelsSpeaking, and that's when LaDonna will show up at your organization and help walk employees through how to help give them the run through that we just did in a much deeper way, so that they can assess for themselves if they need to take the next step to get help, and if so, how, right? We can also work with you on your EAP and what benefits you offer to highlight that, because quite a lot of employees don't, right? I mean, let's think about it. When you're being offered a job, you're looking at pay and you're looking at vacation time. Only when you have a problem do you start looking at, oh my goodness, FMLA and EAP, and what other benefits do they have to help me with childcare or whatever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And employees just don't know what's offered to them. So bringing LaDonna in to help escalate that and bring visibility to what your organization even offers, it's a great way to do that and to service your employees.